This is at Just Day, or OMG is Just Day on Twitter, but I'm at Just Day everywhere else. And happy to be back, and happy to be taping, and happy to be healthy and safe. And
hi, I'm Lindsay. You go follow me at McWilson89. Follow me
on Instagram.
That's on Instagram. I get it right then.
You were there. You were right. You was right there. You know, you was there. Should know me by now. It's AngelLeeTv. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment.
You can follow me on Spotify. I mean, you can't follow me, but you can hear us on Spotify.
Just interrupted the poor girl in her introduction.
You know stand-ins don't have lines, right?
Okay, Jake. Wait.
Get it right if you gonna do it, get it right, okay? Jake from State Farm, okay? I think his name is Jake. Jake from State Farm.
Oh wait, or is it? Yeah,
it's Jake. The new Jake from State Farm. It's very fun.
I was about to say, or is it Drake?
It's Jake.
Is it Jake or is it Drake?
Jake.
No, because
Jake was homeless.
What?
Jake was down and out. Jake, he was poor, and he got that role, and it kind of changed his life.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that. The more you know.
Right.
I feel like there should be a rainbow right here. The more you know.
I was like, okay, Jake, that's a come up.
Hell yeah.
Right. Drake from,
It's not Drake.
Jake from State Farm.
I mean, Drake is, no, he's not from State Farm. He's from Degrassi. But, yeah, Jake from the State Farm.
So, today's one of those episodes where everything is just, all over the place. It's kind of like our wine. Our wine is...
We're all over the place.
Yellowtail. We got a Riesling. It is fresh, refreshing, because it's so hot.
It is.
In these July days.
It's been hot.
And we also have this Yellowtail Moscato, which was also very nice. We're going to stick to the refreshing ones. We're not going to do too sweet, because the sweeter a wine is, everybody knows, the more hungover you will be tomorrow. And we don't need that. We're millennials, so we like to have a least recovery time. Also, drink some ginger tea. It is also good for hangovers.
She ain't lying. I'm telling y'all, listen. You know, you can buy the little ginger drops, little things. They're little ginger drops, tummy drops, or whatever. But ginger tea is where it's at.
I drink ginger and lemon tea whenever I'm under the weather, whenever I'm cold, whenever I sort of ginger and lemon tea.
Right after you go to the bar and you come home, and I'm not saying anyone should drink and drive, but we all know we adults. You didn't had a great night. You slizzard, and you got to do something the next day. I don't care how drunk you are, make you a cup of ginger tea.
I also pour some honey in it.
Yeah.
I don't really use sugar, I use honey. Also, we are drinking a Barefoot on Top. These little boxes go a long way. It is a buttery Chardonnay.
And there is a difference.
The buttery Chardonnay is delicious.
Amazing.
If you can find it, you better brand it.
We like Chardonnay, but the buttery Chardonnay.
When it says buttery, that's where it's at.
They're the roof.
And not saying it tastes. It's not like it's got butter in it or something like that. But there's something different with this. Hits different. The buttery hits different.
And this little box is equal to 4 750 milliliter bottles, which I still don't understand the math. But someone went to college, so they put it in
the little bottle for them. Which I think it's lying, because I feel like we've polished off one of those boxes. I feel like we've polished off one of those boxes on more than one occasion. And I was like, damn, we had a wine, y'all. We got any bottles left? Yeah, we do things like that. But,
so today's episode is about a lot of things that are unrelated to each other. That does not stop us from talking about it, because that's why a lot of people like listening to us.
Ooh. Yep.
Someone said, I like your podcast because it's very unstructured. We do come up with the topics sometimes right before we tape, because that's the fun part of our friendship. The first topic is July 4th. The 4th of July versus Juneteenth. A lot of black people said they are going to celebrate Juneteenth again on the 4th of July because Juneteenth was lit in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it was.
Juneteenth lasted for a couple of days, and I have never seen so many black people downtown. So if we can keep that same energy and keep it positive and nonviolent, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
In September, Pittsburgh, we're going to have a soul food festival, and I'm excited about that because everyone knows I like to eat food, I like to cook food, and I like to write about food.
She means that with all her heart. See, so we all have food in common. Like that's our thing. If whatever it is, food will fix it. Like we will sit here over a good meal, everything's cool. Like we be having a bad day, some wine, and a good meal, and it's all good. It's all
a lot of people are like, I'm not going to celebrate the 4th of July because technically my people weren't free. I also feel grateful that this year it was signed that Juneteenth will be a federal holiday.
Take your days off, baby, and celebrate. Don't just take the day off. Like really reflect.
It's like if you do not know what Juneteenth is all about and why it means so much to us, you know, you take that days before whenever you research and you study about
Please get on Google. Google is an asset. You know, ask a friend. I don't know how you guys or what kind of friends you have or whatever, but ask somebody.
It's the emancipation of the slaves.
Yes. Get educated about that. It's important.
Because truly, after the slaves were freed, it took almost a whole year for the slaves to actually be set free. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't know another not so fun fact is after the slaves were set free, the slave owners got paid reparations from the government because they were losing money.
Basically, they were losing the people that were working their land. That's what that was about.
Exactly.
Now they had to actually, go through the normal hiring process. They had to get people and hire them and pay them. Oh snap! You got to pay people, to work your land and stuff. And and if they want to quit, they can. What? Yeah, those type of things.
And it took. We don't even want to talk about how long it took for after the slaves were free for black people to actually be recognized as citizens in the United States.
Not just citizens, human beings, period.
Because
that was a problem.
Because white people got to vote. White women got to vote before black women got to vote. That's why when people talk about feminism, I say mention intersectional feminism or don't mention feminism at all.
Real talk.
Crazier thing is the United States education system won't teach you about any of these things. Mm-hmm. Most of these things I've learned from reading on my own, or my mom, she is heavily, I want you to learn about Black history. Like, I had Black history computer games, movies. I had, actual, discs. She was like, I'm going to make sure you know your Black history, honey.
And I mean, and the funny thing is, I think at some point we have to stop calling it Black history. Because it's history, period. People will try to take things and separate it so that it's not a part of the actual history. That is a part of history. That is history, period.
Maybe the history books should just be called United States history, and it should include the indigenous people, Asian American history, Black history. It's all the United States history. The history that I got taught was America did a bunch of great things for a lot of great reasons, or maybe America did a lot of bad things for great reasons, down to Thanksgiving. But it doesn't make sense because they left a lot of stuff out, down to some in Texas, some of the history books says that slaves were volunteers. Mm-hmm. And that's why when people raise their voice about this critical race theory not being taught in schools, I'm like, no, if you're going to teach history, teach it all. Don't pick and choose, or you are still holding on to institutionalized racism and systematic racism, and you don't even know it. You're if you're white and you're saying I'm against critical race theory, then you are part of the problem.
And the sad thing is that we have a whole new generation. Like we have a whole new generation of kids that are coming up that are going to be taught, reading, writing, math, all these other things.
And the history that
history. And there is literally, they have cut a whole chapter.
They cut all the bad parts out.
For whatever reason. And
Like,
we know what the reason is. But
some places are still teaching that Christopher Columbus discovered America.
Don't we still celebrate? Ain't that still a national holiday with Columbus Day?
He was still lost, and a lot of people celebrate Christopher Columbus Day
FYI,
by walking into people's houses.
FYI, if you are not woke, I'm about to wake you up. Christopher Columbus did not discover America. This should be common knowledge, but if you don't know, you don't know. But
I actually got in trouble in school when I was a kid because one time I said Christopher Columbus didn't discover America.
I said that
he
too.
was lost. Because my mom told me that. My mom taught me a lot.
What is it? Ferdinand Americanus or whatever his name was that discovered it. He discovered America. And really, neither one of them did. They didn't discover shit. They didn't discover shit. There were people already here. There wasn't a discovery. It was a takeover.
That's why I don't say Indian American, because I say indigenous people.
Yeah,
because
they were here first. Can you imagine somebody sitting in your living room talking about they gonna plant a flag on top of your flat screen or some shit? Like, nah, we gonna redesign this whole thing right here because we found this wonderful land, and you sitting right there and you be like, yo, we're right here. We're literally sitting here. No. We're going to redesign your whole living room. We're gonna take this away. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And y'all just going to have to follow. That's what it was like. There were people here. You didn't discover anything.
Not only that, they got them sick.
Yeah,
they gave them disease. I came to your land and I'm going to give you disease. Like, what the? I'm going to share your food with me. Like, that's why. We need to, if we're going to teach history, we need to teach all history. Like, as we celebrate July 4th, we need to
celebrate July 4th in a way that people are educated. Because y'all out here shooting off fireworks. Great. They're pretty. They're wonderful. But you need to know the history behind it.
One thing I've noticed, because I do like to compare history to present day. The pandemic, though, there was economic hardship that happened from the pandemic to the point where they were comparing the economy to the Great Depression when it came to the subject of jobs. Mm-hmm. But also, we've gained a lot of entrepreneurs during the pandemic. Yeah. And a decent amount of them are black people. Yeah. Because the one thing I can honestly say about our people, that is resilience. We are resilient. We find a way out of that. Now, I ain't going to say that everybody was doing things that were resilient. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on your legal reckoning and where you live. I remember one person got upset with me because I told him, I put on the internet that my ancestors were probably slaves. And he was like, how do you know your ancestors were slaves? You can't just say things like that. And I was like, yes, I'm pretty sure they were slaves because I actually have people in my family that like to trace our roots back. And we trace them back to the 1800s. Yep. And the farthest we could go was a small town in South Carolina that was famous for their cotton. And 2 + 2 = 4. So I've been looking for a transition to go to the next topic, but I'm not going to find it. So
just hop right on it.
It's just not going to happen.
No, I'm just going to hop on right on it.
So we're going to talk about Bill Cosby, and I'm just going to come out
that works. That's a good transition.
I was silent for a little bit because...
That's a good transition.
Oh, yeah. Bill Cosby got out on a technicality because a deal that... It's not a deal that happened with the last DA, but it's kind of like the deal when he did his deposition. He said that it barred him from being imprisoned and incriminating him. And the new DA didn't know about that situation.
And it voided the whole.
It voided everything, and now he's out of jail talking about he is looking for promoters to help him with his comedy. And
this is the part that made me trip. When you said that, I was like, wait a minute, what?
So now I'm like, anyone that touches that
It's terrible.
Also has to realize there might be some consequences that come with that. Kind of like when Felicia Rashad, she tweeted like congratulating him for getting out of jail and praising him. She is a professor at a HBCU, and they had to come out and say they don't always stand for what their professors say. What their professors say is not a reflection of them, and they stand with sexual assault survivors or whatnot. And also, the original Aunt Viv also came out and was like, why would Felicia Rashad say such a thing? Because she kind of insinuated like everybody knew what was going on back then. Where's your head at? Why are you saying these things?
Like we talked about earlier, I wish she just hadn't said anything at all.
Felicia Rashad?
Yeah. I wish she'd just been quiet. Just don't.
That's because then Aunt Viv
Because,
wouldn't have had to say
yeah, it wouldn't have been nothing. It would have just been like he got out.
Isn't the original Aunt Viv Janet Hubbard?
Yep.
I hate that I know. Why do I know?
Because she's
these things?
fantastic. Because she's
Why do I know
fantastic.
things like this?
Because she's
Off the top of my
fantastic.
head without
Shout
looking.
out Janet Hubbard. Shout out Janet. You are
she
amazing.
She came out and
Mama.
she was like, why would you say such a thing like that?
And I mean, no shade to Felicia Rashad. Your opinion is your opinion. We love you for what you've done. We just disagree with what you're doing.
Because where there's smoke, there's fire. So many, like,
That was just a wrong choice for you, baby. That's all. That's all we're saying. We're just saying it was a wrong choice. You should just shut up.
I'm not going to say
Not
not
that I would
after
ever
a
say
certain
to Felicia
amount
Rashad, shut
of
up.
people. But, like, with such a large amount of people that came out against Bill Cosby, it wasn't just on Bill Cosby Day or month. Like, people had stories, and then people that knew people had stories.
Dates, incidences, different. You know, it wasn't just one person. It was several. And I feel in my heart that if someone did something like that to me, and I heard, let's say she reached out and said, I filed a lawsuit, fuck this shit. Had the bravery to do that, number one.
And
I would have felt confident, like, oh, yeah, she doing, oh, well, yeah. By the way, it happened to me, too. It makes you feel confident.
If you've, like, been violated, it's hard to come forward.
It's scary.
And
Nobody
to
wants
tell
to
your
feel that.
story. And you're vulnerable to the entire world if it's with someone that's on such a grander scale.
And a lot of people were, talking about, oh, well, why did they take so long? Because at the time, we talk about racism, we talk about prejudice, we talk about a lot of things, but you also have to understand these are women. We're never on the equal playing field, period. Ever. Even now, we're not on the equal playing field. So now you're on set, and when I mean on set, you're at work, and you got the head honcho, not your leader, which is Bill Cosby. He is head.
And he didn't need a leg up.
And he's smacking asses or whatever.
And he didn't need to do this.
He didn't. But he's smacking asses or whatever they're alleging he's saying.
Famous, and I'm pretty sure even though he's old.
And you just got this job and your rent is due in New York.
People would probably throw it at him if he didn't, do the things that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. For a legal purpose, we have to say allegedly.
We do have to say allegedly.
Speaking of cheating, The Shy.
Can we talk about this? Oh, Lord. Here we go. Oh, shit.
Okay, so I forget what the character who the brat played because the brat just showed up on The Shy.
Yeah, and I shout out to the brat. What's up, girl? We love you.
But
We
yeah.
she popped up out of nowhere. I was like,
She
oh
did
no.
pop out of
Of
nowhere.
all the people. I was like, oh damn, you done did it now. Oh, y'all put her in a corner and she just popped up. Okay.
Could you imagine, okay.
That might be my hall pass, yo. It might have been my hall. I ain't gonna lie. The brat got enough swag for a lot of. She is very swaggy. Very swaggy.
Could you imagine?
We sitting at the bar and all of a sudden she just pop out of a corner. Like, what up? What you sipping on, girl? Like, I don't know. What are you sipping on? You about to buy me a drink? Oh my gosh, I feel like a whole escort girl. I love your album. I love all of it. I've had a couple of these, but it's okay if you buy me 5 more. So I can forget that I got somebody at home. It's completely okay.
Okay, so in order to not give away any spoilers, the brat shows up because...
Don't mind me.
The brat shows up because one girl is very upset that her wife is cheating on her because her wife is secretly hanging out with her other friend that's going through some health problems.
Mm-hmm.
And Chicky Chick, who's like, I don't know what my wife is doing. She shows up at a bar and she decides that she's gonna sleep with the brat. And meanwhile, her wife was dealing with some serious health problems with her friend. Like
she wasn't doing what she thought she was doing.
Like the girl's friend actually like had an illness that could be terminal, could not be terminal. It depends on the day. And she found out that that's what it was, and now the cheater is like, she's kind of like, should I tell that I cheated since I figured out that she's not cheating?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about this earlier, and I said, yes, she should definitely say something.
I feel like she should definitely say something because basically she went based on assumption that her wife was cheating when she wasn't, but
she could have asked.
She did sit there and ask. She was like, what are you doing? And
she didn't ask if you're
She
cheating.
didn't ask that, but she did ask, what
was she
doing?
up to?
Yeah,
what are you
why
doing?
didn't you answer my text shit? Right.
Why didn't you know this was important? So why
weren't you there?
Yeah,
Right.
She did ask that stuff.
She did. You're right. I didn't think about
But
that.
at the same time, she wouldn't want someone to find out from someone else. So she better tell. Like,
if I was in that situation, I would tell, because obviously I'm wrong, and I had the wrong assumption, and I'm not going to sit there and have something, fester, and you can't, because you begin to can't sleep, or you start moving different.
and projecting.
Yeah, so it's like, you keeping that in.
You're worrying like, oh, is this person cheating?
I know,
Because
like,
you cheated.
or not only that,
Does
like,
she know that I cheated, so now she's cheating?
no, hold on, not only
for
that,
real this time?
it's like you sit there and you see the person that you cheated with, and your spouse is there, and you're like,
And you gotta try and figure. You gotta try
tell.
and, And she did go and say that she when it was, because normally you get approached and someone asks, "Are you with someone?" And the answer was no. Now wait a minute, because she wasn't with nobody. Nobody was out there. She wasn't with nobody at the bar. But that's not when I go. I mean, before my sniffle friends here. When I would go up to people and I'd be like, "Yo, you with anybody right now?" That's not what I mean. I don't mean like, are you with someone currently right here at the bar? Like, do you have friends with you? No, I'm asking you, are you in a relationship? Is there someone that I need to worry about while I'm talking to you that might come up and cut me? Because you bitches love to cut people. Y'all are some cutting people. But that's what she meant. And she said, you know what? No, I'm not actually. Maybe a bottle and a half later, because I'm sure they got it done.
So she definitely needs to like.
See, now before I said no. I would never tell. I'd just say, look, we're gonna chalk this up to oops and be done with it, because I feel like you're gonna hurt the person more by saying it to them. Besides the
But
fact
it would
it
hurt
was an
them.
oops.
It would hurt them the most to find out from somebody.
I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
but I mean, it was just the brat. I feel like the brat is loyal, and you know what I
But
mean.
hold on, but my whole thing is I'm like the wife, the spouse should sit there and be like, I did sit there, like you sit there and explain to them.
But when do you do this? Because
exactly the same
okay,
day it happened.
no spoiler, but in this scene, it was not the right time to. I mean, I didn't see it. What? I mean, somebody told you. You know what I'm saying? When do you say it? Like, when do you? I know that you're upset right now because you know this is happening, but by the way, I cheated. What? No, you don't do.
No, but you have to like.
But
my
when do you
whole-
do? When is the right time? When is
There
the
is
right
no right time. You
There
just say
is
it.
there is no right
Because if you
time.
try to find a right
But
time, you
the
will
best
never
time
tell.
is
I don't know
sooner than later.
We were talking about the shy. Jake and Kevin. Who? But also, like, I'm just going to start the conversation. Kevin messed up because they're teenagers. Gemma doesn't have the maturity to understand, emotional maturity to understand what she needs to understand at that point in her life. So she decided to, but she knew better. I'm not going to say she didn't know better because at that age, you should probably know better.
She knew better.
She got with Jake. But Kevin had been ignoring her for months on end after, like, she's been trying to help
Get
him.
his attention, help him out. At one point, he even said, she asked, I mean, what is it? What's wrong or whatever? And he said, I'm just tired of hearing your mouth. I'm tired of hearing you talk to me.
He sure did.
I'm tired of being there for you.
I'm tired of hearing your mouth. And that was the end of that.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Jake,
Jake,
Right.
the obstinate one,
they make a cute couple, though. So, I was like,
because he
My
realized
whole
he wants to
thing-
do better. He wants to do better. He really does.
My whole thing.
And she makes him better.
My whole thing with it is I'm like, okay, she, Jenna sat there and she tried with, what's his name again? Kevin. She tried with Kevin. But Kevin kept on pushing her off and yelling at her and embarrassing her and so forth from all these other people. And she's like, oh, okay. You know, I tried for months and you keep on pushing me off now. And I'm really trying to get this podcast, you know, done. But
no, he doesn't have a podcast.
she did.
Was it, yeah, the
Gemma, yeah.
that
Gemma,
thing that
yeah.
she did.
And he
They
did.
got
and-
shut down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it got shut down, but she was trying to still sit there and do an empowerment thing, and he didn't want anything to do with it.
And Jake said he would.
Yeah.
And that was the problem is, whenever you want to shut somebody down, just remember, especially if you're in a relationship or you think you're in a relationship, if you keep shutting whoever it is down, they might find someone else who will just go along with it or be completely open to it.
Now my thing is that with knowing that Jake and Kevin has been best friends ever since they were younger, I feel like even if you guys see different ways, but you guys been best friends and you guys are still in the same clique, I feel like Jake should have told Kevin that I'm talking to, and you know, I'm into your ex-girlfriend, your girlfriend, whatever the heck she is
It's
to
the
you.
problem.
Because
That's not how real life works.
Here's the problem with that scenario. Number one, it's not on Jake. It's not. I'm sorry, sweetheart. It's not on Jake. It's on Gemma. That
It's
part.
on-
That part is on Gemma, because Gemma knew from Jump Street that they were best friends. You know what I'm saying? It's not no new thing. She knew damn well they were
She
best
did that
friends. They
out
grew
of
up
spite.
right. So
Because
She knew that they were best friends, and if she wanted to break up with Kevin, she should have broke up with
I felt
Kevin.
like she did out of spite because she knew he wasn't paying attention to her. So
And she wanted attention, and the attention went too far.
And she
But
liked
either way, she should have just broke it off. Right meets right. If you decide that the person that you with,
But they cute together.
it don't matter. Cute don't mean nothing. You don't go around hurting people. And she's hell, she grown up to have her own podcast and do all this, right stuff and all this, but
And
do
hold on,
right.
that's-
Do right.
But we also have to think about, is the generation after us grown, or do they just have technology? Because
She could have texted him like, no.
No, but listen, we have to think about it. Sometimes I think about, I would hate to grow up in this generation because they're introduced to technology so early.
That's all they have to say.
Before they are even mature enough to know what to do with it. So, are you mature enough to deal with the consequences of technology before you are introduced to technology?
I think a lot of times with technology, a lot of people think, oh, it's so convenient. I could just send this and send that and whatever.
They
But
don't think
the
about
thing
the
is,
consequences.
when you send something, it's immediate. So when I send a text to you, you get it immediately. Period. That's just how it is. But on the same token, again, it's immediate. So I'm like, Gemma could have literally just said, Kevin, listen. Because he was hitting her up. He was trying to reach her. I get her leaving him on red because I would have did the same thing. Girl, what's up? But she could have said, I'm not feeling you.
Wait. She left his balls on red.
She left his phone or whatever.
But
But she could have said, hey, I'm not feeling you
that's
right
why
now.
people ghost people. Maybe she
that's
She
what
was
I'm
trying
saying.
to ghost him, maybe.
She wasn't emotionally mature to deal with.
So she just
ghosting.
backed off like, no.
But, hold on. But, okay. For Jake, okay, just like girl code. You are not supposed, if all of us are good, you are not supposed to sit there and mess with my ex.
You right.
But
it's not his ex.
But
It wasn't his ex.
I know, but in guy codes, the same
It is the
thing.
same way. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So Jake
So
should
Gemma
have said
and Jake are guilty.
Yes.
Because Jake more guilty than more Gemma. Because maybe Gemma was like they said, she just didn't know what to do, and she's like, I just rather not say nothing at all. I'm just gonna let this ride. If I don't respond, maybe you'll get the hit. But Jake fully knew that
So
boy, that's your boy's girl.
So speaking of accountability and consequences,
Oh shit.
We saw it in the news. It's everywhere this week.
Oh no.
We were rooting for her, and I'm still rooting for her.
Come on now.
She will,
Say it.
Yeah.
she will hopefully be in the relay race, even though she's not going to be in the race we wanted her to be in Tokyo. But we can't put all that pressure on her because she's been going through a lot. Please don't let me mispronounce her name because I mispronounce
It's
it.
okay.
Sha'Carri? Is that her name?
Yeah, I believe so.
Sha'Carri.
Mm-hmm.
And if we fuck this up, no shade, please.
Sha'Carri.
Y'all can leave us a video comment of how to pronounce this name, but please let us know in the comments.
Because I hate when people. I hate when people
It's a
mispronounce her
normal
name.
last name.
Sha'Carri.
I hate when people.
Here's my thing. Okay, so from what I understand, the young lady is a beast.
No, that's not.
She is a beast. She's a force. She gave me life.
I'm
And
just
I don't run.
reading the list of things.
And so they got her off of what?
Her name
They
is
found
Sha'Carri
weed in her system.
Richardson, and she had weed in her system.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question. And this could be.
Michael
I don't know.
No.
Yep.
Before
Yes.
you say what you're gonna say.
But yes, where you're going. Yes.
Michael Phelps
Come on now.
got the
Yes.
same consequences.
Yes. Yes.
But the differences between the two people is Michael Phelps decided to smoke weed after he won all those gold medals,
You're right.
and it wasn't before a big race.
Mm-hmm.
And he got suspended suspended after he won all those medals for this.
Did they take his medals away?
They didn't take his medal. I don't
He
know if
still
they took
has
his
them?
medals
I
away.
believe
They
they
took
took-
some of his medals away.
Yeah, I believe
But
they
he got
did.
medals on medals on medals that he didn't care enough that.
Well, here's my thing. Okay, devil's advocate. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. On the Olympic side, when you've decided you are good at a sport, whatever it may be, throwing paper balls, whatever it is, and they decide you're good enough to go to the Olympics. Before you get chosen to go to the Olympics, they give you a list of rules.
Yeah, and she said
A list of rules.
Yeah.
What you can and cannot do.
She
If
said
you get tested,
on the Today
no
Show or
drugs.
Good Morning America. She said she knew the rules. She said I didn't follow the rules.
then that's it.
She
That's
just,
it.
Like she said, she had just lost her mother, and that was her
It
way
doesn't
of
matter.
coping.
That there's no.
But that's why we have to realize we can normalize a messing up, but we can't normalize a not dealing with the consequences, or we will be a society that we
That just
don't
lets
need,
shit slide
that we
all the
don't
time.
need. So yes, normalize messing up. Messing up is a part of life and how you learn.
But you
But
still gotta pay for it.
You still gotta deal with the consequences. So
So,
hopefully she will
yeah.
be in the relay race.
Unfortunately,
She just got a 1 month
Sha'Carri?
suspension. Sha'Carri.
Sha'Carri,
She just got a 1 month suspension.
baby, we love you.
And Nike still kept her.
And Nike, thank you.
Like a lot of people are
Nike,
standing.
we love you, Nike. Thank
A
you
lot
for
of-
keeping
Nike
Sha'Carri.
is her sponsorship. And
Thank you, Nike,
still
for
stand by
sponsoring
her.
Sha'Carri and sticking by her.
A lot of celebrities are standing by her because they're like,
It's weed.
weed didn't.
If anything,
increase
weed
her to
doesn't.
sit there and-
Yeah, that's not
and
a
win
performance
the
enhancing
event.
drug.
But the Olympics had to
They
penalize her
they do have to
because they penalized people in the past.
And unfortunately, they have a set of rules.
I am still proud of Sha'Carri.
I'm very proud of her because listen, weed does not make any difference between your running. I promise you this. It has no effect on your running. That girl
She tweeted
smoked.
that she is human.
She smoked them.
and she is
They were
very much
standing
so human.
still. The way she was running, there was no competition in it. There was no competition in that. She beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Stand on the side of the Olympics because I'm like.
Because there are rules set in place, and you knew those
Yeah,
rules
we
before
saw-
you were
and
entered
it's
into
not
this.
like we didn't see
Right.
anyone in the same position.
You know what this is. This isn't a new
But-
thing. You don't do any kind of drugs.
We don't have time to talk about what I want to talk about.
What?
We're like, oh, so why can people that were previously males perform in women's sports?
Okay, yeah, we gonna have to. That's all.
That's a whole other episode. Another conversation we had was about tying your shoe, and we apparently adults still do bunny ears, and we've learned that there's people do bunny ears, but we do it the normal way, where you don't do bunny ears. You
tie
just
knot.
around one loop. And
Make a loop and you tie. Listen, if y'all do it a different way, we are completely okay with
Please
you
leave
guys.
it in the comments how you tie your shoes, because we had a whole debate before this conversation
Yes.
about it.
Yes, because I've heard of bunny ears, but there are some people that do this L thing.
I've never learned bunny ears, and
The
also
L?
there is the L way.
What is this? What is this?
I don't know
this?
about that.
What is that? It's an L thing. It's an L thing.
We don't do that.
We don't do
Be
that.
adults. But also follow us on all